they stopped teaching analog clocks for a period when my sister was at school, and she was 6 years younger than me, saying we would never need them. But that teaches so many other things. So, and then they may have brought it back, but then I noticed that a lot of young people don't know how to read an analog clock. And then
Well,
at
if your
the other
parents
end,
don't have an analog clock in their house,
yeah. But
yeah,
then when you get to the other end of life, they still use an analog clock as one of the tests for dementia. So that's all very good, but what are you going to use instead? Like,
mm,
yeah,
mm,
um, yeah,
mm.
don't know. But yeah, I was so horrified when my child got all this stuff wrong, and the teacher, well, she argued the bit about butterfly. And I'm like, oh, fuck, you know, um,
Mm.
yeah. But then we homeschooled, and yeah.
There's some good teachers out there. I know
Oh,
there's
there's some
some,
brilliant ones.
yeah, there's some teachers out there that maybe we'd like to see leave the education system, but there's so many good ones. And the sad part is because the way that we can discipline has changed, like just discipline in general throughout
Mm.
society and expectations of young people's behaviours changed. Some of the good teachers, they leave because they just don't want to be a part of the system anymore. They
Yeah,
can't, they don't like
yeah,
the way the students treat them and it just
yeah.
becomes emotionally really draining.
Yeah. Well, this girl, she wasn't a bad teacher. I don't want it to come
Mm,
across as that, because she was a beautiful person and the students loved her, and a lot of other stuff was really fantastic. But she was uneducated. So the system had failed her
mm.
first. And
Yeah,
that's
she
what
just,
I picked up on it, is
mm,
that the education system had failed her first. And that
mm,
failure was then feeding through. So we needed to keep the education system up a level prior to her going out. And yeah, so, and then there was others that argued, um my child had dyslexia, dyscalculia and dysgraphia, and I didn't know anything about these things. I'm not a teacher. um and I tried to get some help in that, and they just said no, she's just choosing not to
lazy.
do it.
Mm,
She said she was manipulating.
mm,
And anyway, I took her to an educational psychologist, and she said, oh my God, she said she's got really high IQ in these different areas. They did something called a Wechsler test, which tests different types of IQs, spatial and all these other things. And she said, but she's got dyslexia, dyscalculia, and dysgraphia. So she can't do reading, writing, or arithmetic. Wow. Okay. So we need to really think about this differently. She wasn't going to get supported in the system because she was smart, but that she was considered high IQ learning disabled because of our learning system. Yeah. So that yeah, that sort of made it difficult because the teachers didn't know enough about dyslexia or the others. So once again, there's a gap that needs to be filled. Yeah.
it is good where technology can really help with so much of that now, where you can just
Mm.
speak to a program and it can actually
Type it out. Mm.
type your thoughts
Mm.
for you and yeah,
Yeah.
which is so it is good. Like
Yes.
technology has
Has
really
helped her.
helped in a lot of those areas. Yeah,
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
It was good to sort of see the breadth of um, intellect explained by somebody for me.
Mm,
So,
yeah, that would be
as a parent,
fascinating.
because otherwise you'd be really worried. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.